Hello there, and welcome back to the second episode of RealismCraft. I'm here in the ancient city, and we're going to have some fun today. But first, to start out with, I really wanted to thank you for watching the last episode. It really means a lot to me. I got a lot of support for that video. In particular, Soup King KR6YZ. I'm glad that you were able to comment on the video. It means a lot to me that I can interact with you guys. So keep it up, and I appreciate you. So let me tell you what I'm going to do. So, an ancient city is fairly large, and it's covered with skulk, nice wool blocks, traps that I happen to set off all the time. And I've been kind of exploring a little bit through the area, and just kind of seeing how big it is. Because like I said, I haven't seen one on RealismCraft before. So this is kind of my first experience with shader type stuff, if you want to call it shader stuff. And what I'm thinking is, it would be nice to be able to maybe clear out sections of the ancient city. So maybe we're just thinking that this city used to be inhabited. Oh, there's a chest down there. It used to be inhabited, and then it was taken over because the warden showed up. Skulk spread, maybe mobs died here. The whole area is abandoned anyway, so nothing really spawns down in the deep dark. So I want to try to clear it up and maybe make it livable. So maybe we should find a section and just start going. And here's a little tip for you if you've never explored an ancient city. All throughout the city you're going to find wools, like what I'm standing on right here, this gray wool. You can also find it even built into structures throughout the ancient city. Go ahead and take some of it because you need it to be able to clear it out without setting off a warden. For example, usually in the ancient city you can find structures like this that have a different variety of wool colors on it, other than just what you walk on. And when you place these blocks near a sensor, it does not trigger them, which is actually pretty cool. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh boy. So I have to run. Oop, lava. Well, that happened. I wonder if the warden's gonna come and actually kind of investigate. That'd be hilarious. It's like, oh, he's got a bunch of... Oh, he did. It's like, there's a bunch of goodies on the floor. That's kind of odd. Ah, there's a shrieker right there. Let's try to avoid that, shall we? Come on up and around. Now, I have no idea where I died at inside this thing. It was close to the big portal frame, so it's probably over there somewhere. But my main goal here is to not die again. And that's easier said than done. Because quite honestly, I hadn't died up until this point, and then I did. So, let me try to find my stuff. Okay, well, safe to say my stuff despawned, but that's okay. It's not too much of a big deal, but while I'm here, I will grab this wool. We'll make us a bed in case we die again. At least we have a good starting spot. And now we do something necessary. Oh, that did not work like I thought it did. Alright, let me try this again. Gotta come up here. Oh, this is so weird in third person. Let's see if I can place this or not. Oh yeah. Yep. And yeah, one more for good measure. And then we just back off. There we go. Uh-oh. Did I seriously die and set off a shrieker? Oh my gosh, this whole time nothing happened like that. Alright, so making this ancient city livable is probably going to be a little bit harder than I thought it would be. But we're going to do our best to at least find some goodies. Well, I found me a campsite. It's kind of cool because it looks like it's just been... Whoa, look at that. I'm just kind of leaning back. This campsite's been abandoned for some time. If I can find me some steel and some flint, I can light it up and get it operational again. But I wanted to call you back in here to discuss something very important, a goal of mine in the series. This structure here, right in front of me, is one that I had summoned the warden in twice. I died to a baby zombie, oddly enough, down here. And I just think it's really cool. So one thing I'd like to do is actually restore ancient buildings and structures that I find within the context of this Let's Play series. The ancient city is a big place, And there's a lot of structures to it. Skulk has pretty much just ridden this place of whatever it used to be. And structures like this are actually pretty cool. When I went inside, I actually found a chest right here. And inside that chest, we have several bits of coal, amethyst, we got a compass, echo, well, that's disc fragments rather. And all of this was guarded. Whoa, hello! Oh my gosh. Whoo! Oh. Oh. Okay, somebody lied to me because I thought ancient cities were supposed to be peaceful with no mobs. That was definitely a mob. Oh my gosh. Alright, so before I had my life shine before my eyes, I was saying there were 3 skulk shrieker thingies here, and several sensors all the way around. There's a creeper up there again. It must be falling down or something. But whatever this place was, it was heavily guarded, and it looked like it kind of had a shelving area, and they wanted to keep this chest secret. So a lot of the floor is cracked, it's diminished, covered in skulk. We have frames all the way around it. So what I want to do is I want to take out the skulk and then start rebuilding it as if it was live again. So why don't we get started with that? Okay, so after that fatal creeper explosion that nearly killed me, I decided to take a little bit of a break and try to clean up the area a little bit. And I died several times in the process, lost the lava bucket, and another pickaxe, but let me show you what I did. Okay, so my starting objective was to try to take a look at this platform when it comes to restoration. A lot of it was all broken down. There were quite a bit of steps missing, holes that needed to be filled in, but I gathered kind of a general size of it because I had maybe like one stair here, and then another stair over there. We had some on this side, so you can kind of get a general proportion of what needs to be done. And I realized that whoever lived here in the previous had built this platform out of cobbled deep slate. So this is what it looks like all restored. They had a nice little table here. Maybe this is where they prepared their food. They had a nice little campfire they can sit down and eat at. So I just kind of went with it. I think it's really nice. Look at you. You're so cute over there. Ow! He shot me! How dare you! Okay, I gotta get it out of his range here. As you know, in 1.21, tough bricks are now available. So I thought, well, why not make like a little reservoir pool so I can get some water when I had the bucket before baby zombie killed me in lava. And I decided to come up with this little thing. Now this is kind of like a forging cauldron in a way, or a forging basin. I don't quite know the technical term of it. But I have a hole that goes down 8 blocks, and it's a 4x4. So I can fit, well, it wasn't down 8 blocks, it's down 4 blocks. So 16 different source blocks of lava fit in here. And the idea was that as I take the lava buckets, I can use it as a fuel source to cook the deep slate. And then I could just refill it up from the nearby lava lakes, which is a great resource, by the way, in ancient cities. So I decided to patch up a lot of the floor, so everything that you see pretty much here was all skulk. And I had ripped it all out and put back the deep slate, because we're going to bring this area back to life. There's a lot of infection around here, and whatever happened with the previous inhabitants and the warden, it doesn't sound like a very pleasant thing at all. In fact, it kind of scares me a little bit. But as we clear up more of the city, I'm sure that we'll kind of get the background and discover out what really happened. And who knows? Maybe we'll actually defeat the warden. I don't know. That might be the last thing we do. Save one shrieker at the end just to defeat the warden. That'll say, yeah, we claim the city back. But let's carry on just a little bit further in the process. Now, sometimes you come across abandoned structures like these, and you might think to yourself, well, how would I know what this is supposed to look like? And, you know, the easy answer is you don't. Unless there's like a full detailed view of what this is supposed to look like, which I doubt there is. There may be like a partial reconstruction of it. You just have to use your imagination. So one thing I can tell for sure is that all along the bottom there was some polished, or not really polished, but deep slate bricks. So we can fill those in bits and places where they had left. I'm thinking a lot of this normal cobblestone, or the cobble deep slate rather, actually used to be these bricks, or it could have been another form of deep slate. Either way, we could fix that up and make it look nice again. This whole line here used to be skulk. It was a giant skulk wall. We have a lot of floating deep slate, so we could see that this actually used to be a substantial thing. Maybe a side tower. There was something over here like an arch at one point. So we're going to use our imagination and build, but we're going to do so in a logical way. Bear in mind, this is just my way of doing it. You're welcome to do it however you want. But let's pretend that we do the obvious. And if I can get close enough, third person. There we go. Place a couple bricks here. And that looks nice. We can fill up the line. Now, more than likely, this also continued on this side. So we can see that a lot of it's eaten out, but there's a big substantial piece sticking out. So that was probably something that existed previously. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Oh man, this is so strange building in third person. There we go. Come on around here. Take my torch back. There we go. We might change this out. So let's say that we're gonna just erase the bottom sections of it. There we go. Pop these in. Now on this side, I have to be careful. I don't want to accidentally, set off anything. It's hard to tell how far this extended out. It may have actually just come to this section here. So that's what we're going to guess at, and we can always move it later. So we do 1, 2, okay, just like this. We'll have to come back and fill this in with some deep slate. There we go. It's kind of getting dark. Let's place a torch here. There we go. And then we're come on this side. Yeah, that's kind of looking nice. This is where I lost my lava bucket, by the way. And like I said, we can always change it, but this is just my interpretation of maybe what this building looked like. So if you have a different idea, that's totally cool. Let me know in the comments, because we can work together on it. So let's carry on to the next step. I would say that's a pretty big improvement already. The tower itself looks like it extends up 4 blocks from that height. So maybe we can build up this tower to match that one, and just to see what we got. Alright, that's looking a little bit more clean and pristine. And we can always go in and retexture and change things out. But the idea is that I personally want to see what this would have looked like if it was a uniquely perfect building. And then we can go in and add some details afterward. All in all, the restoration process is to be enjoyable. You're supposed to have fun with it and just take your time and make it your own. After all, Minecraft is a game that you can play. It's your world. You can decide what you want it to be. And if you just want to tiptoe right over a build of some sort... Oh, I fell. Don't mind my shirt. Can I get up here? Ah, oh, hey, that was cool. I never saw myself jump in third person. Touch those knees! Gotta do my calisthenics, you know? But anyway, so you want to have fun with it. So in this particular episode, we built our little forge over there, our lava basin, covered it in water. I have several zombie friends over that way. I don't know what they're doing. And we began to restore the castle-like structure behind me and cleared up a whole bunch of skulk. So in my book, that's a success. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to collect some more resources, and I will see you again in the next episode.